This is a quick demo of what you can do on Literator. So for example, if I wanted a book that had a little bit of humor, some action and creativity, these are the options that I would get. Now on the other hand, if I wanted something that had a lot of action and some violence and let's say a PG-13 rating, here's the options that you would have available to you. And you can see that there's just a handful of things here. If you want to see all the ratings that are associated with books, you can click on the option and see that. You can see how the book is rated out of 100 and the content rating kind of in a general sense. If you've read some of these books, you can rate it. And when you hit the rate button, it'll pop up an interface that you can drag the sliders that you think apply to this book. Now collections are a way that you can catalog your books and kind of keep them organized. You can mark something that you're reading now that you've already read, want to read, or that you're not interested so it stops showing up in search results, or put it on custom shelves so that you can find it later if you want to. So this is how you can find books and rate them on Literator. So let's go ahead and show you how a book detail page looks. When you're on the book detail page, you get the summary, some similar books, the rating, the collection that you can put it in, and some external reviews that come from Amazon if you want some outside opinions as well. The primary page of Literator, or the home page, is the activity feed, where you see what all of your friends are reading and rating, but also what your friends are writing. So I'm just going to scroll down just a little bit to show you that. So this is Derek Davis, who just added a prologue to his novella, The Debt Collection. And we'll talk more about that in just a minute. Every user has a profile that shows their recent activity, all the things that they've been up to, or if you want to check it for yourself, just to see what you've been doing, you can come here to remember what you've been up to. This is the list of books that you've read. You can put your cursor over it to remember what kind of content it had and what the rating was, or if you want to re-rate it or add it to a collection, you can do so from this page. Now let's talk a little bit about writing projects. Writing projects are a way that you'll be able to get ideas and editing and feedback from people as you're writing instead of after. So instead of spending all of your time as a writer trying to market your book, you can just write and people will naturally discover it on the site through the activity feeds of their friends, and then they'll be able to get involved and you'll get followers and you'll get editing and you'll potentially get some great ideas for your story. All you have to do is select the type of story that you want to write, add a title, select a content rating, add a brief summary, and paste in the content of your first chapter and hit the Create a Project button. Once you've done so, you'll land on the Project Edit page. So here, you can still make changes to all that stuff, but now you can add additional chapters. You can review the content that is set as the Under Review section that you currently are wanting help with. You can add categories or tags, and you can add content ratings so that people understand what the project is about, so that they know if they want to get involved, if it's their kind of thing. So when you add or edit a project, you can also specify access so that if you only want certain people to be involved, you can set it that way. So if you get to key portions of your story you want to hold back so that there's a little mystery left there, then you can do that so that there's a way that you can control how your story is available to the audience on Literator. Now we suggest that you keep it open most of the time so that you can continue to grow your fans and those who are interested, so that when you do launch your book, and we send an email to everyone announcing that you'll have an initial surge that'll help you get some good sales as you're first publishing your book. Now this is how additional writing project activity shows up in the newsfeed. So this was just a general comment by Mandy. This is an edit made by Michelle. You note that she made 44 different comments. And this is where Michelle's actually talking a little about her own project, and she just added a new chapter. So these items show up in the people who are following you or your friends, so in their activity feed, so they can be reminded that you are creating something and you want their input, so that when the time comes to publish, you have these people who are invested in your success. Now this is how a writing project shows up in your profile page. So if someone comes to your profile, they'll be able to see that you are writing a project, get a brief summary, and start reading, so that they'll know that there's something interesting going on, and they can even see who's following your project. And as this list of people grows, it gives you some social credibility. And now the writing project itself looks like this. If you come in and you find something that you think should be changed, whether it's a typo or something larger, you just make a selection, hit the button, type in your comment, and hit save. When you do that, it's going to add an item over here. We're not going to add anything right now, but Michelle's already added something. So if I click this, I can see that she's saying that the two characters in the story haven't moved, but they're suddenly hugging, which could be odds, like how did they get close together, and maybe the author wants to add that, maybe they don't. Now, you can also upvote or downvote this so the author knows if you agree. So if there's something being discussed about a key point in the story, you can have a say. So the author knows that if a character's going to die, maybe they shouldn't die. Maybe they should be kept alive. So that's how you can provide some input for the author's project and help them create a more successful book when they launch it. You'll also notice that for the writer, that they're getting the opportunity to receive some social credibility and traction already from the people who are getting involved in their project. They're able to get some followers and understand how many people are viewing their project. That just gives them a larger sense of how well their book is doing. And maybe they'll find out they need to go back and start from scratch, or maybe they'll find out that they've got something that looks like it's going to be successful on their hands. And that's what Literator is all about.